G'day YouTube. This video is going to be a video response for checkmate9591's 300 sub scout kit contest. G'day Mick, love your work mate. And congrats on the 300 subs, that's a pretty good effort. So I'm out here today with the dog, just locally. I was hoping to get out to the state forest and use this kit in its designed purpose, I should say, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a chance before the deadline of this contest, so I thought I'd just take the opportunity today and get out for a walk and show off my stuff. Righto, what I've got here is what I'd use for a shorter trip. Basically all this stuff would be on me pretty much all of the time, so in my pockets or on my belt, except for the canteen, which is on a shoulder strap, so I can just pick that up, sling it over my shoulder, and I'm ready to go. So basically this is just the 5 C's with 1 or 2 extra items, and it's a minimalist sort of kit. So what I've got is the GI canteen with cup and stove. Then we've got for cutting tool, we've got a Condor bush law, which complies to Mick's request that it be a full tang knife. It's also the sort of thing that Dave Canterbury recommends. He recommends high carbon steel, something at least 4 inches, full tang as well. So that's a multiple use item. With the right rock I can strike sparks. I've also burred over the edge, so I can, when it works, use it to strike my ferro rod, which would be around my neck. This kit here is basically combustion, like I said, that would be hanging around my neck. And then in here I have an Altoids tin, it's got a bit of alfoil, some cotton balls with wax or Vaso on them, a little bic, and some char cloth. So that's basically my surefire, and a backup ignition source. Also in there, which is one of Dave's other C's, is a sailing needle, canvas needle, whatever they call it. Also in this little pouch, which isn't one of the 5 C's but is one of the 10 C's actually, is cloth tape. And then I also have a candle, which could be used for combustion or lighting, I suppose. So you've got another C there. And then I've just got a spare ferro rod. For cover, I've got one of the Adventure Medical Kit's 2-person survival blankets. They're a bit tougher than the old Mylar blanket, so they're probably a bit more multiple use. So if you wanted to build a balloon a la dual survival style, you could build a kick-ass one with that. Get yourself out of trouble. So that's it. That's 5 C's plus. There's 1 or 2 comfort items. And also, I'd also have a bandana in my pocket. So with the tape and the bandana, I've got a little bit of first aid there for minor injuries. So 5 C's, container, cutting, combustion, cover, and cordage. That's a paracord bracelet in ladder weave, made myself. I use that one because for my wrist it is about double the amount of paracord. So normally for a copper weave bracelet I think it's about 8 foot on my wrist. That one has about 16, so break that up and you've got about 100 feet of cordage on your wrist. So that's it, that's my lightweight kit. Pretty much on me all the time except for the canteen, like I said. So all I got to do if I want to walk away, do some photography or just have a look around for firewood or water or whatever, that's what I'd take. But I also have with me another kit that will be going into my hiking pack. That's what all this stuff's designed to do. It's to supplement my hiking kit, or it's part of the hiking kit. So I'll just turn off the camera, set that stuff up, and I'll go through that. Okay, so this is Scout Kit version 2, I suppose you could call it. It's a bigger, you're right there, bigger, more comprehensive kit. It's got the 5Cs plus, it's probably got the 10Cs actually, and a few other things. So, for cover, I've got a nylon poncho. In there's also enough cordage to set this thing up as a shelter, so there's a paracord ridge line and a few bits of hoochie cord for tie outs and stuff. Thank you. For cutting, I have a Mora Triflex. I got these for $12, would you believe it? Delivered. I should have bought a fucking heap of them. I got 2, but more would have been better. I've also got a Barco Laplander. The knife would also be used, this kit, like I said, would be used for longer trips, so it'd be more like a day hunting or a longer hunting sort of trip. So the Mora knife would also be used for processing game or whatever if my... Ew. Is that shit? Yuck. Thanks, dog. Yeah, the Mora knife would be used for processing game because it'll be nice and sharp and ready to go. For container, I just have a stainless steel water bottle. Not a very expensive one, but not one of the real cheap ones either, so it's plenty strong enough. I keep it in an Expedition roly-poly, which, not the multiple use item, mainly I'm just keeping it in there to keep the soot off the rest of my gear. But I can also attach that to my belt, carry the water bottle, or use it to collect tinder or whatever else I want to carry about. And also in that, I just have one of those little pot hanger things so I can boil water on a fire. So what's that? That's 3 Cs. Next C would be cordage. And then I've just got a roll of jute twine. That stuff's good enough for making shelters. Also can be used for helping to light a fire. Container, cutting, cordage, cover. What am I forgetting? Combustion. Okay, so get all this stuff out first. These are my other C's. Combustion, I've got just a big lighter and a spare ferro rod in my first aid kit. So that's the 5 Cs. Again, can be used in combination with the other stuff which I've got on my belt, in my pockets. And then, okay, I'll go through the other C's, I suppose, the next 5 C's. The next C is cotton. Then I've got a Shamag. Compass with magnifying glass, so there's another combustion source. Candlelight. I know Dave promotes the head torch, but I really couldn't afford one of the good ones that has all the bright settings and flashes and all that sort of stuff, so I just got a cheapo Petzl. That was only $25, but it does a good job. Limited light with 25 lumens, but enough to see your way around camp and that sort of thing. But then I've also got this, which was only $20, so for $45 I've got a U-Butte signaling device, a very powerful torch. I think that's 170 lumens, so that's plenty bright enough to see your way around and whatever, see off into the dark. But it's also got the signaling settings, so it's got SOS and strobe and just a normal flash, which I believe if you set up on those flash settings, the thing will run for a couple of days with fresh batteries. So that's cotton, compass, candle power. All the other ones cloth tape and the needle, which are in my other little combustion kit pouch on my belt. So comfort items, my first aid kit, which is basically designed towards either a snake bite or some sort of mechanical injury, but there's also antiseptic, hand wash, some, what do you call them, wet ones, that sort of stuff. That would be the kit that I'd take with me hiking anyway, so you might as well just put it in this kit and carry it with me everywhere. It's no use if you haven't got it with you. Next comfort item is just a little brew kit. In here I've got a little alcohol stove I made myself that works well with the canteen cup and stove. There's a lid for the dog. Would you move? Sit. Good girl. Okay, where was I? Yep, there's a lid, a spork, and then there's just some tea, some soups, some porridge, a couple of hot chocolates, some sugar, honey, and like a nut bar thing to munch on. So that'd be one of my comfort items. Then there's some fuel for the stove. And my other comfort item would be my Garmin ETREX30. Very good for scouting. What I intend to do is wander off into the bush, find a good spot to set up camp, then scout out from there. So with this I can mark the position of my camp, find my way back fairly easily. Only thing I have to do is put in some spare batteries so I know this thing will be working all the time. But I've also got the compass there, so I know general direction and terrain and wherever I'm going anyway, so if that fails I've got backup. So that's it. That's my 2 scout kits, I suppose. I hope that doesn't breach the rules, Mick, but I wanted to show you what I carry, not just something that complies to 5 of this, 5 of that. So if that doesn't fit the contest specifications, doesn't really matter. But that's what I carry anyway, so I hope you enjoyed it.